Oh, Aaronroxsox here. Alright, so I just woke up. I just had a crazy dream, and I think I'm going to tell it. So this is my first dream vlog, journal. Anyways, so I just had this crazy dream, and it's actually one of those like repeat dreams, you know, where like you had a dream once and it was crazy and a little very different, but like you're in your dream and you're like, shit, I've been here before, I've been to this dream before, but how am I gonna make it different? How am I gonna survive this time? It's like you get a second chance on it. But anyways, this dream is called the Island of the Ape. Not really an island, more like the House of the Ape. But seriously, crazy. But basically, it starts out where I'm like in my car with a bunch of people, like friends. There's four of us, I'm guessing, and we're kind of on vacation, and we drive to this house, and this house is like in the middle of the woods. It's like a log cabin kind of house, and we drive there, and we park our car instantly, like we're all excited, and we don't even really go into the house yet, but we go behind the house, and it's kind of like on a hill, but it's in the woods, and we look up, and suddenly we see the apes. The apes are everywhere. They just fill the house. We can see them in the windows. The apes just like storm in the house, and they like fill the place up, and then me and the other guy, we just look at each other, and suddenly all the two guys are gone, and it's like the apes got them. The apes got them. Like we just knew right there the apes got them, and we're like, what is up? This is crazy. And I immediately was like, no, these are the apes, man. It's the Island of the Apes. We gotta get out of here. These apes are evil. They're vicious. They're scary. So I run, you know, with him all the way to the house, but, you know, we're curious. Okay, maybe a little bit of Curious George here. Just, I don't know. So I figure, like, for some reason in my mind, I gotta, like, figure this mystery out at the same time. So I run all the way inside with this guy, and we, like, the apes are kind of all in one room having, like, a meeting, but we run upstairs to a bedroom, and we find like these sleeping bags on the floor, and like the apes set up these sleeping bags, and you know, like they're just like humans. And I was like, okay, oh my gosh, a camera phone. So I found a camera phone, and I was like, okay, if anything, I'm gonna get this to civilization so we could show the world that these apes are crazy and real, and like, you know, forming some type of cult or something. So, you know, I grabbed the phone and like, listen, man, we gotta get out of here. We have to just go. And he's like, okay, okay. So I make a mad dash for the front door, down the stairs, out. He's not behind me yet. And I'm like, come on, man, let's go. The apes are gonna get us. So we run out of the car. Run out of the house, and we're running down the road, and I'm like, we gotta get to the car. And he's slow as molasses. I realize, I'm looking around me, all the other cars at this place are smashed. They're just beat to pieces, and I'm like, oh no. And then we finally go where my car is supposed to be, and the CRV is just completely missing. It's just completely gone. And we're like, shit, how do we get out of here? What do we do? So, anyways, I'm like, okay, we just gotta run for it, man. I got this camera phone. I still have my credit card. Is all I have is my this camera phone and my credit card. So we're running. We're running down the road. We're going crazy and freaking out. We're like, the apes are gonna get us. They're gonna get us. So we're kind of like trying to figure out our plan. The road's really long. It's like in the middle of the woods. There's trees everywhere. It's just really secluded in the middle of the woods. And we're running, and we're running, and suddenly like we hear a car coming from ahead, and it's just a random car. So we're still scared, and we really don't want to make any risks. We run into the woods. So we're hiding in the woods, but as we look into the woods, we can see like these eyes, but they won't leave us alone. Like they somehow are still safe. The woods provided this comfort because I felt like the monkeys would come, or the apes would come from the woods, but we still use the woods as like a way to get safety from this car that's coming. So the both of us look at each other and realize that we need to just keep going. We need to just keep going through the woods. We take all these like shortcuts through the woods. We're just running. We're excited, exhilarated, and finally we make it to town. But town is like a little like kind of like almost like a Mexican town. Like it's kind of like a village, but like with a marketplace. And I see this old woman, or not old woman, but a younger woman. She's this young like Mexican woman, and she's like sitting on the side of the street with her little daughter. And for some reason I was compelled to go up to her first, even though there's like tons of people around. But I feel like I couldn't trust anybody. But so I go to her, and I was like, you know, pulling my camera phone. I was like, listen, we just escaped from the Island of the Apes. Like, you don't understand. We need you. We need help. Like, you know what we're talking about, right? You know what we're talking about. Meanwhile, the person I was with actually metamorphed into my brother, which a lot of metamorphosis happens in my dream. But he turned into my brother, and he ended up on this other side of this little market stand, and he was like chilling over there, like hiding, like he was just so freaked out, like we're all freaked out. So I'm like, we just escaped Island Apes, and her little daughter was looking at me, but they're not saying anything. And suddenly she just looks up, and there is this man standing there, and he kind of looks like literally like a stereotypical James Bond, like kind of like your Spanish like middle-aged henchman. And I look up, and he just looks at me, and I'm like, I know, it's done right there. I'm already bolting. I jump right over the table, like the merchant table with all the fruits and stuff, and I like land near my brother, and I'm like, we gotta get out of here. The apes are onto us. They're onto us. So I start running, and we're just running, and we're going crazy, and like freak out, and like the apes are everywhere, but now they're henchmen, so the apes have human henchmen, so the humans are working for apes now, and it's like this whole underground plot. And so finally we get to this like kind of Walmart like grocery place, and we make it in there, and I feel kind of safer now that I'm like in this place that's kind of familiar to me. And I'm kind of just standing around. My brother is just like already off doing his own thing, and suddenly another henchman just kind of I just see him staring at me, and he's different. He's more American now, and he's just like coming after me, and I'm like, oh no. Then I see all these guys like converging on me, and I was like, I gotta get out of here. And I start running, and I'm running, and I finally find this like sunglasses spot, and I like throw in these like crazy cool aviators, and yeah, it happens to be aviators, okay, but they're actually clear, so I could see better. Like I picked clear ones so I could see instead of having like, you know, ones with a tint. And I threw on a hat, and I couldn't really find a shirt, but this was the best I could do for now. But I kept running, and I'm running, and now I'm in this new disguise, and like finally running and trying to like switch aisles and like skip around, and I do. And finally, like I kind of confuse him, and I get to the checkout line. I'm at the checkout line, and there's my brother. He's just checking through now, and my mom is actually over with him on the other side, and she sees him, but she doesn't know what's going on, but I see them talking, and I'm at the checkout line, and I can see them still kind of converging on me, but for some reason I'm safe. But then, I'm literally I'm in this mad, crazy state, and I literally just, there's people around looking at me, you know, there's the people at the store who don't know what's going on. I'm like flustered. I literally suddenly just go crazy. I start screaming, I rip off my hat, and I start pounding my chest, and I'm just like, and I like freak out, I'm just screaming, I'm like, and I go nuts, and then I realized right there that like, I was safe, and I was fine, and I had to become an ape to get out of this. I literally had to find this craziness inside of me, and I like just took it, and I screamed, and I yelled, and I pounded my chest, and suddenly it was all okay, and everybody just stopped, and the henchmen stopped, and I made it over to my brother and my mom, and it was cool. It was a really cool dream, and I survived. But not until that end moment where I had to find that ape inside of me to escape the ape that was chasing me. So, anyways, that was my dream. Peace. Enjoy. Hope you enjoy. I just needed to get that somewhere because that was pretty crazy. Who knows? Ciao, Aaronroxsox out.